You could argue that it's never been so important for us to understand our planet, our environment, and the impact that the way we live has on our world. The world is at a tipping point when it comes to the climate crisis. Humanity's quest for clean energy solutions is leading to increasing exploitation of Earth's natural resources, and lack of access to clean water across the world is increasing. If you've got an aptitude for science and a sense of adventure for the great outdoors, a degree in the earth sciences could be the start for you to make a real difference to the future of our planet. I'm Professor Hugh Davies, and with me is Dr. Shasta Marerro. Together, we are going to give you an introduction to the degree schemes we have in the earth and environmental sciences. We'll also talk a bit about the content and structure of our degrees, and about the fieldwork you get to do, and I'll touch on the possibility of a placement year or a year studying abroad, or the option of an integrated master's.
I would actually like to start by talking about the importance of inclusivity to us as a school. We aim to be welcoming to everyone and genuinely inclusive. Overall, our student gender distribution is close to 50-50, and we're making our fieldwork accessible to all students, whatever their accessibility needs. This is pretty unique, we think. We have a committee that drives these improvements, and we actively encourage our students to be a part of it. One of the things they're currently focusing on is listening to our neurodivergent students and making changes to enhance their student experience. Hopefully that tells you a bit about the culture and the environment that we offer our students. So, moving on to talk about the programs themselves. We offer 3 geoscience degrees, 3 geography degrees, and a 7th degree subject related to sustainability. For the 6 geoscience and geography degrees, the first thing to note is that the first semester in year 1 is a common one. This means that in the January of your first year, you can move on to a different program if you want to. We don't expect students to have taken geology at A level to undertake our geoscience degrees. In fact, the majority of our students haven't. We also know that at the point of applying, you might not fully know what a degree in geology or geoscience might be about, if you've only taken geography A level. So this is a way of giving you a chance to learn more about the different subjects, and then you can make your final decision halfway through the first year, rather than halfway through your A levels. There's further flexibility then. In your second semester, the second half of the year, the program is identical for the 3 geoscience degrees and identical for the 3 geography degrees, which again allows you to swap between any of these 3 degrees if you want to. So as an example, you could swap from physical geography to marine geography, which you might not know much about currently, or vice versa, up until the end of your first year. I have to point out that this flexibility does not apply to the environmental sustainability science degree, and this is because of its unique problem-based learning. I'll come on to that program shortly. So, what will you be studying on our degree programs? Starting with the 3 geoscience degrees, first we have geology. This is where you learn about dynamic earth processes such as volcanoes, earthquakes, and plate tectonics. You'll also study how rocks and minerals are formed, about fossils, and also how geology impacts our lives today. Our exploration geology degree focuses on exploring for minerals, water, and particularly the critical metals that we need for the net zero transition. This includes the metals for wind turbines and their magnets, the elements for photovoltaics, and metals for batteries and cables. You'll learn how we can explore for them sustainably. You'll also learn about geophysics, which is important for many things, including carbon capture and storage. The 3rd geoscience degree is environmental geoscience. This includes predicting natural hazards such as floods, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions. It looks at how we clean up dangerous waste after a natural disaster, or provide a ground model for engineers to plan new infrastructure, including roads, railways, tunnels, and buildings, and also how to regenerate brownfield sites. Then we have the geography degree subjects. The first is the unique degree of marine geography. This is the only degree in marine geography in the UK. It focuses on the last major frontier for exploration and discovery. Did you know that we know more about the surface of Venus than the surface of Earth's ocean floor? This isn't an oceanography degree. We'll teach you about physical, hydrographical, and managerial issues, and not just of the oceans, but also, and really importantly, our coastlines. It's truly a marine degree. On the environmental geography degree, you would look at Earth's surface and how it functions. There's an emphasis on the science behind human impact over time, and the aim is for you to develop the skills to solve a range of complex and critical environmental problems across the globe, from the extreme poles to the tropical coral reefs. And then our physical geography degree. On this program, you would learn how all the different processes work at Earth's surface, how glaciers, rivers, landslides, desertification, and coastal processes change landscapes over time. It will also focus on the full range of global hazards. Our final degree scheme is another unique degree. Environmental Sustainability Science is an exciting course that has been based around the United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The program is unique, not just because of the material, but also because 50% of the teaching uses problem-based learning, a mode of teaching actually pioneered by medicine degrees across the UK. And just to explain what I mean by problem-based learning, it's a student-led approach to learning where you learn about a subject by working in groups to address open-ended questions or problems. In this degree, you explore 3 grand challenges: clean water, land degradation, and climate action, one each year. It's because of this different approach to teaching that you can't switch to or from the other degrees that we offer, unlike the 6 I just mentioned. Next, I want to talk about fieldwork, which is very important for all of our degrees. For the majority of our students, it's the highlight of their degree experience. At the moment, our residential trips go to a range of sites, and they'll vary between different degrees. But you can expect to have 1 residential trip in the UK and 1 overseas trip as a minimum on your degree. And all the travel and accommodation costs are funded by the school. And here is where studying in Wales really comes into its own, because all of our degree schemes also run a number of local day trips. Here in Cardiff, we have mountains, coasts, and rivers right here on our doorstep, so you get the full range of experiences. Wales is a veritable playground if you want to study earth sciences. We support all students to engage with fieldwork. This includes enabling wheelchair-using students to access the field, and we operate a field kit store from which we can loan waterproof clothes and other things for students who cannot source these themselves. We want to encourage all our students to enjoy their time in the field.
You may have noticed that there are 3 different versions of our geoscience and geography degrees. At the moment, only Environmental Sustainability Science is available just as a 3-year course. The other 6 degrees are available not only as 3-year courses, but also have 4-year options, either a BSc with a placement year, a BSc with a year studying abroad, or a 4-year MSci degrees, i.e. integrated masters. In the MSci degree, students follow the first 3 years of a BSc program, and then in the 4th year you undertake a major research project. This will be supervised by a member of staff and will often involve using our research equipment. There is a huge amount of exciting research going on across our school for you to align your research interests to. There is also an overseas field trip module, and you take a further 2 optional modules, ranging from numerical modelling to business and the environment and scanning the research horizon. This degree is especially attractive to students who want to follow a research career. If instead of an MSci, you'd like to have a year abroad or take a placement year, this means undertaking your first 2 years at Cardiff, and then during your 2nd year you make arrangements for your 3rd year to be away from university, either at another university or an outside organisation. You then return to do your final year at Cardiff. For the year abroad, we help you organise that with a list of partner universities across the world that we have exchange agreements with. And the list varies from year to year, but as an example, you might be able to spend the year in Vancouver, New South Wales, the University of Wyoming, which is the state of Yellowstone National Park, Stockholm, New Zealand, the list goes on. Spending a year abroad opens opportunities to experience environments that we don't have here in the UK, like the volcanoes of North America, ocean-going vessels, geysers and canyons. There's also the cultural opportunities that come from studying abroad. And of course, the chance to learn at a different university from lecturers with different research interests and background. If you want to do a placement year, you've probably noticed that you can't apply for these degrees through UCAS. We offer these to you as an option when you are here. The school has a dedicated placements officer to help with finding and organising placements. These are excellent for future employment prospects and give students awareness of a sector's problems and opportunities and the main things that employers look for. It's very common that students will find employment on graduation with the company they did a placement with. What we're looking for in an applicant is a keen interest in the natural world. Individuals with a desire to learn how science helps us understand this world and how this understanding is used to produce a better future world for everyone. The entry requirements are the same for all the BSc and MSci degrees. You'll be able to find the most up-to-date entry requirements on our course pages. You'll need to have at least one science A-level, and we'll consider biology, chemistry, computer science, environmental science, geography, geology, ICT, maths or physics as a science. If you have 2 sciences or more, then we will lower the entry requirements slightly in your offer. And we have an offer guarantee scheme. So if you accept our offer as your first choice by the UCAS early summer deadline, then your offer will soften by 1 grade. Lastly, I'll talk quickly about career and employment options after you graduate. The UK government currently lists geoscience occupations as highly skilled shortage occupations, which means graduates with expertise in these areas are strongly in demand with employers in several sectors. So where do our graduates go? The range of career options open to you with one of our degrees is vast. You might go on to become an environmental consultant or an exploration geologist, maybe a marine surveyor or a hydrogeologist, a sustainability scientist, an engineering geologist. The possibilities are endless, and the university has a strong support system to help you prepare for and find graduate employment. There's the Student Futures team, who are located opposite us in the Centre for Student Life, workshops, careers fairs, and so on. And many students go on to further study. That might be one of our 1-year vocational MScs or a 1-year PGCE to go into teaching, and some go on to do a 3-year research PhD. That's it for this introduction to our courses. You'll find all the most up-to-date information on our course pages, including the detailed breakdowns of each degree scheme and descriptions of core and optional modules. There's also lots of other ways for you to find out more. If you apply for our degrees, we will invite you to an offer holder day in the school in February or March, where we can tell you a lot more, give you a chance to talk to students and staff, and get samples of our teaching and a tour of facilities. And if you can make it to a summer or autumn open day, we'd love to give you a tour of the school and a flavour of what it's like to study here. You'll find all the relevant information on our open days on our website. We're always happy to answer queries if you want to get in touch with us. So please feel free to do so. I think it's an incredibly important and inspiring time to study the earth and environmental sciences. I hope you feel inspired to be part of it.